Can I ask the Minister for Enterprise what financial impact assessment was done in relation to the effect on private sector industries when the decision was taken to suspend private medical services at Nobles Hospital?
Minister for Enterprise to reply.
Good morning, Dr. The Department believes that good healthcare, including private healthcare, is very important to the island's economy. The Department is supportive of the review of our private healthcare on the island. It also supports the recommendations of the Independent Health and Social Care Review. Whilst concerns have been expressed in the past about the negative impact on businesses who offer private health cover as part of their employment packages, we look forward to the improvements brought forward by the current review of the private health care on the island. However, the Department was not involved in the Department of Health and Social Care's decision to suspend private medical services at Nobles Hospital and did not, therefore, conduct a financial impact assessment on the effect on the private sector industries. We are now involved with the consultation on private healthcare and we look forward to the redesign of the private healthcare offering. Good night.
Supplementary, Ms. August-Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can I ask, would it have been perhaps beneficial, has there been any complaint as to Enterprise as to whether or not perhaps there should have been a financial impact assessment done? And has he, to what extent did he communicate with the Department of Health and Social Care before that decision was taken?
Minister.
We were not party to the original decision. However, we had a number of representations about the standard of our private healthcare, and that was anecdotal from industry. And of course, I think concerns were raised when the announcement was made. But I will say that we are engaged with the Department of Health and Social Care, and we look forward to the reintroduction and improved services, which I'm led to believe by the Minister is on track for delivery of June next year.
Honourable Member for Douglas South, Mrs. Beecroft.
Thank you, Mr. President. Could I ask the Minister, when he said that he wasn't involved in the decision-making of closing the private part of Nobles Hospital, was it not discussed even in the Council of Ministers beforehand? Would he not have been there for those discussions, even if he did not have a formal vote on whether it should happen or not?
Minister.
Yes, I was made aware of it at Council of Ministers, but we did not actually conduct any financial impact assessment as the original questioner did ask. So we are very much now involved in terms of what will be the delivery of what we hope will be new, improved private healthcare, and we look forward to that delivery in a timely fashion.
Ms. August-Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is there a lesson, perhaps, to be learnt in terms of cross-departmental working, particularly when it comes to a department that deals with the private sector regarding an issue that would directly affect their bottom line? Is there perhaps a lesson to be learnt in this particular area, as the business community do provide private medical care as part of their packages to employees, and perhaps it might have been fortuitous to have for them to be communicated with regarding the impact on their businesses for those who have to travel off-island for treatments due to the facility being unavailable on the Isle of Man?
Minister.
Yes, there were concerns raised, as I answered previously there. However, I think once communicated appropriately and correctly as to what the intention, most businesses and industry that spoke to us as a department have welcomed this change and this improved facility that is being brought forward.
Mr. Ashford.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would the Minister agree with me that the Department of Health and Social Care did have communication with businesses? Several businesses approached myself as Minister at the time, who had also had conversations with the Department for Enterprise. And would the Minister actually agree with me that the lesson actually to be learned from this is to ensure that in relation to private healthcare, we have a private healthcare system that keeps up with the times? Because as I stated in answer to questions to me in this Honourable Court at the time, one of the big feedbacks from business was that what we were actually offering on Ireland was not comparative to the private healthcare offering in other jurisdictions, and there were already businesses who weren't using the private healthcare option on Ireland but were sending people away to other jurisdictions.
Minister.
Good reminder, yes, I do welcome that question, and those concerns, as I mentioned previously, were exactly as outlined by the Minister there. They were concerns for a number of years, I think, in terms of the standard that has been offered. But I do believe that the Department did actually engage through, I think it was the Lang, Boos and Mansfield Private Healthcare Review, where they did take into account views from the business community and insurers as well at the same time. And of course, a part of that is to ensure that services do continue, which I do believe have managed to do so. So I will say that we have not had very little negative statements by the business community since it has been launched.
Final supplementary, Ms August-Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do agree with the Minister for DHSC that it's very important that we actually get back on track in relation to this. So this question wasn't intended by any shape or form to sort of disregard that. But is there perhaps not a way to sort of understand that there is an issue in relation to communication in certain areas regarding project management between departments on issues like this, that perhaps communication would be, or good communication would be better served with to the stakeholders of some of these areas?
Yeah, good mind. Yes, absolutely. Communication is king in any of these issues. When you've got change, and you heard another issue with other departments there, so we've all got a lesson to learn with regards to good communication. So I do accept that.